Hey there, it's Simon here. I wanted to take you through 9 mistakes that every beginner guitarist makes, including myself when I was a beginner. We're going to kick it straight off with number 1, trying to run before you can walk. Look, I do understand that you want to learn the guitar, you want to learn something really fancy to impress your friends and woo people around the planet, but you've got to start off with the basics. I really think a simple exercise like this, where you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, at a variety of tempos with a metronome is awesome. Learning a whole bunch of major scales is great. So simple major scales, C major scale in the open position will also teach you the notes, and shout the notes as you go along. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Return. G, F, E, D, C, and so on and so forth. That is a really, really good thing to practice. Now, I'm not saying you can't aim for things that are harder, but you can get dissuaded from the guitar. You're like, oh, this is just too hard, it's too hard. You're not going to be able to run before you can walk, basically. So do try and walk first, and then maybe a gentle jog. All right, number 2, disregarding different types of music. Like personally, I love soul and R&B, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to learn some classical things or some pop tunes or whatever, maybe even some metal stuff, whatever, because you can still learn stuff out of that will help you in the rest of your guitar playing. There's going to be something to learn from everything, you know, different techniques, different sort of country techniques. When you switch the bass, you might have different. So don't disregard different kinds of music just because you don't listen to it. Sometimes I found that some of the most fun things I play on the guitar are things that I wouldn't actually listen to. I remember learning Live and Let Die by Wings, which I think is actually ace, but I don't really listen to it that much. But it's a really cool tune, and it's got loads of different riffs, and it's a fun thing to play. But I wasn't expecting to love it, so there you go. Number 3 is a really important one. Now, as you can see, I like guitars. I've got a bunch of guitars, and it's really easy to kind of get obsessed about, I've got to get this or that or whatever. But even if you are a little bit obsessed, try and diminish your obsession by spending that time just practicing a bit more and learning about the gear that you already have and learning exactly how it works, so you know what every little thing does on every little knob does on every little setting, so that you can use it to its full potential. It's very tempting to buy new stuff all the time. I totally get it, and it can also give you a big boost. You know, like, I love playing this new guitar, it's awesome, but don't do that at the expense, trawling through the internet, at the expense of actually practicing the guitar. Number 4 is something that I think you really, really need to do as soon as you can. Play along to the song. Now on YouTube, what you can do, you can click that gear wheel and you can actually slow the song down, but it maintains the pitch. That's great if you're just learning the guitar, because it means you can then play along with the tune. Set yourself a playlist up and then play along. It's super, super fun. In the old days, that's how I did it. I had a cassette tape, and you put the tape in, I taped stuff off the radio, and then I literally would press play and play, and an hour would go by with the auto reverse function, if you remember that, my people. It was awesome, really, really great fun. Or alternatively, try and find somebody who plays something as well and play with them, and just take it slowly. You know, you're not playing at Wembley Stadium just yet, so you know, just playing along with the tune is fantastic. You'll really have a good time. Number 5 is ignoring music theory. Look, I get it, it's not the sexiest thing when you want to just play the guitar. I do understand. But getting an idea of what the numbers mean in chords and how scales work, it's really, really not that hard, and it won't actually take you that long, and it gives you a greater appreciation for the whole of the music thing, right? So my first tip to you is learn a major scale and understand how that is constructed. Basically the intervals in between the notes. So for example, if I play C major here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C to D is a tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Every single major scale is then the same, right? So D major, it doesn't matter where you start it. Let's start it here at E, and we're just going to go up on this string. So we've got tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. See what I mean? And so then that gives you an instant understanding of how to make every single major scale. And how long did it take you to learn? Like 2 seconds. Assuming that all tabs on the internet are created equal. They are not, my friends, not at all. And even the music that you buy from the music publisher can also not be exactly like the record. I know, it's bad. So trying to find tabs on the internet that you can trust is hard. There are many, many of them, but you've just got to take them with a pinch of salt sometimes and use your ears to really refine what it sounds like. I know that can be hard, but at least somebody's got you started with at least the right chords, hopefully, at the beginning, so you don't have to sort of do like I did when I first started off and have a record, and then you put the needle up, lift the needle up. Was that a C? No, it was a G6 or whatever. They used to take ages, so at least you've got a head start, but just be aware that not everything you read on the internet is true. What a surprise. Number 7 is ignoring technique. So when you're playing that exercise that I showed you before, really concentrate on making sure every single note sounds as good as it can sound. See what I mean? Like, and don't rush, right? I want you to get faster and better and like that, but if it's like that, then you're wasting your time, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Always play in time with a metronome or a drummer or, internet drummer. I'll put a link in the description. There are loads of exercises like this which don't require loads of brain power. It's just how I'm able to talk and do this at the same time. All right, so really just concentrate on playing the notes cleanly. Use your fingers, make sure you've got your fingertips, yeah? All those sorts of things, you know what I'm talking about. 8 is keeping strings on your guitar forever. You'll get to a point, particularly on acoustic guitars, and it will just sound dead. Put new strings on, it gives a whole new vibe to your playing and makes the guitar sound better. And it means it won't go out of tune as often, because after a while the strings are like, oh my God, I just can't do this anymore, and they just won't stay in tune. So as soon as you get to that situation, the guitar is telling you to put new strings on. If you break a string, don't just replace the one string. Put a whole new set on. All right? Cool. And then finally, now if you're lucky enough to be able to afford to go to give private guitar lessons, I think that's awesome. But this isn't really about private guitar lessons. It's about, becoming a guitar player. So do 100% do what your guitar teacher tells you, right? And practice what they want you to practice. But don't feel that you need to only do that. You can do your own thing. There's loads and loads of lessons here on YouTube, as you no doubt know as you're watching one. But there's pretty much anything you want to learn is available. And then, if you have questions or around that, just take it to your guitar teacher and say, hey, could you explain that? That would be great. I love it when people come in with suggestions to me. It makes my life easier. And it means they really, really want to do what they're doing, right? So don't be afraid of learning stuff outside of the curriculum. All right, I hope those 9 tips helped you out. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Just in the comments, if you want anything else, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Simon@simonmorell.com. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.